Israel. Who am I?
An Israelite.
Who am I?
An Israelite.
The book of Psalms, chapter 97, verse 12. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous and select. The book of Psalms, chapter 97, verse 10. Ye that love the Lord, hate evil. He preserved the soul of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness.
Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Shabbat Shalom. First, I want to give all honor, glory, praise to the Most High, His beloved Son. We're back here with another Sabbath class. Today's title for class is Cursed on the Day I Was Born. No more birthdays. A little small topic, something simple that, a lot of Israel don't go into a lot, something that we don't discuss for what I have seen. This is something that I get asked on a daily basis for newcomers that are coming into truth about birthdays and stuff like that. And this is something we really need to hit on because a lot of our brothers and sisters don't know that birthdays is not ordained by the Most High God. And then when you tell them, they look at you crazy.
That's right.
So I want to bring out the information and edify the people. Let's start off with 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15 real quick, God. What we want to do is we want to make sure that our people get the understanding. But you gotta study to show yourself approved unto the Most High God. You got that for me out?
Yeah. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved.
What we must do?
Study to show thyself approved.
Because you gotta understand, when you are studying, you put in the time, you put in the effort to get the understanding of what you need to know. Read on.
Unto God. Unto God.
Not man.
Unto God. A workman that needed not to be ashamed. Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Because we have to understand, we have to basically reteach ourselves again. We have to learn everything that we was taught in this captivity that we have been taught over here. Because guess what? The other nations have taught us that it was okay to celebrate birthdays. That it was okay to go out and buy birthday cakes, to get presents, to make sure everybody come through, give you $1 on your birthday, just to put you on a high pedestal. But we have to be untaught and relearn again to understand who we are according to the biblical scripture. We got to know this truth. Give me Colossians 2 and 8 real quick. Because guess what? In order for us to stay at the bottom, or order of us to be considered a second-class citizen, Esau going to do everything in his power to stay at the top. He's going to throw all sorts of confusions to keep you where you feel comfortable in. You got that for me up?
Yeah, I got it.
Read that for me.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy.
Through what?
Through philosophy.
Yeah. Read on.
And vain deceit.
Uh-huh.
After the tradition of men.
After the tradition of who?
After the tradition of men.
Guess what? Every year come around, guess what, on social media, they going to make sure that you remember that's your birthday. And while you have your friends on your list of friends, they going to throw it in their face, give them a reminder, hey, today is such and such birthday. Why don't you just send them a message over and say happy birthday, right? Read on.
After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
We have to understand that Christ himself didn't even celebrate his birthday. But guess what? This is what they do to cause confusion.
That's right.
Let's go on to Proverbs 3 and 31 real quick, guys. Because none of our forefathers, from what I've read in the scriptures, celebrated birthdays. You got that for me, bro?
Yeah, I got it.
Read that real quick for me.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
What the scripture say again?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
We should not be even in our oppressor. We shouldn't be taking no partakes in their sins at all. Read on.
And choose none of his ways.
So we shouldn't be choosing none of their ways. Come on now. We have the understanding knowing that Israel was chosen. Why should we follow the other nations knowing that birthdays is not by the Most High God? Come on. When we read in the scriptures, knowing and getting an understanding of who we are, where does it say, hey, it's okay to celebrate your birthdays, but yet the other nations tell you that it's okay? Can anybody explain that to me? Let's go on to Exodus 20 and 3, because my thing is, when you celebrate birthdays, which law are we breaking? Can any brothers explain? Well, can any brothers answer that question for me? Do they know which law that we're breaking? Because it's the first very commandment in the Bible. The second one. Shalakin on it. Which one,
I
bro?
have no God before me.
Yes, sir. In which that would be considered what? Idolatry, right?
That's
When
right.
you are celebrating your birthday, you are in idolatry. You put yourself as a god.
That's
You
right.
making everybody worship you, right?
Yep.
Because this is your day.
Yes, sir.
So you want everything to go your way, right? You got that for me out of Exodus?
Yeah.
Read that real quick for me.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
What the scripture say?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Because we have the understanding that what? God is a jealous God.
That's right.
When it came to what? The nation of Israel serving other gods? You think he played with us? No, he didn't. He did not. Come on now. You thinking that, let's just use for instance, that you think that your husband's going to be okay with you talking to somebody else? He's going to be a jealous man. He's going to go crazy. Be like, nah, man, you can't be doing that. Got me out here looking crazy. That's what we was doing to the Most High God. We got him out here looking crazy. Because he done provided us everything. He done gave us the foundation, the blueprint to live. But yet we want to do our own thing. Going back to Proverbs 30:31. Envy thou not your oppressor. That's what we want to do. We want to be like Bob on his birthday and stuff like that, to celebrate, go out, do crazy things, stuff that we like, have a good time. Read on up.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images,
Uh-huh.
or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that's in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth.
Because guess what? When you have these birthdays, you be having all these different themes, going on all these different trips. I know one sister, she had a big blow up picture of her in the background. That is a graven image. Because guess what? They worshiping that. Read on.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
And this is what we doing when we celebrate our birthdays. We making our own people serve us. Hey man, you gotta come dressed like this. You gotta be on time like this. If it ain't like this, it ain't perfect. You can't come at all. And they gonna abide by the rules because they want to make sure they keep you happy, right? Read on.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Read that one more time out.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God,
Uh-huh.
visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate
You
me.
think the Most High God not gonna remember that? You continue celebrating your birthday? Because let me break it down to you. I want to give you the definition of idolatry real quick. The definition of idolatry: extreme admiration. You hear that word, right? Extreme. So you gonna go out your ways, no matter what it is. I don't care if Granny's like, hey baby, I need that Rolls Royce with the pink rims on it and the diamond studded seat covers. You gonna do it, and you gonna go to the streams to do it because you love her, right? It says extreme admiration, love or reverence for something or someone. We could always go back, me personally in the world, when I was in the world, man, I would go to bat for Kobe Bryant. Hey man, LeBron James, he ain't the greatest. Michael Jordan, he ain't the greatest. And I'm really arguing with other people, and I'm like getting paid for this. This brother don't know me. This brother never heard of me before, never seen me before, but I'm out here going to bat for him. That's idolatry, and that's what we want to wake up our people to, because as long as we are in sin, as long as we are celebrating our birthday, we will continue to be placing these curses. We will continue to be at the bottom. We will continue to be second-class citizen, getting shot down in the street. So while you gotta think about the repercussion that comes with it, and that's why I'm trying to wake up Israel too. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, 16 out the Apocrypha, because we have to understand. The only way we got in this condition was we had to practice it over time, at the time. Because you think that when we was in the cotton field in 1619, when they brought our people over here, you don't think they had to beat them? They had to break them down? They had to condition them again? Yeah, you celebrate Master's birthday, and you're going to enjoy it. You are the prize. You are the possession. You got that for me out?
Yeah, I got it.
Read this real quick for me.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus in process of time and ungodly customs grown strong was kept as a law.
Read that one more time.
Thus in process of time and ungodly customs
Like you celebrating your birthday. It's an ungodly custom, right? Read on.
grown strong was kept as a law.
It's basically a law now. You gotta turn up on your birthday. You gotta give yourself praise. You gotta make sure the person next door know it's your birthday. You gotta pin the little money on you to flash. You gotta have the crown on your head. You gotta make sure you have the best J's on. You gotta make sure your fit is A1. It's become a law now in our people's eyes.
That's right.
Like I said, when you go to social media, you cannot go a day without them sending you a notification. Hey, it's such and such birthday. Like, golly. Hey, read on.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
This was taught over time. You don't think when they brought our ancestors over here, you don't think they made them keep master birthday? You don't think they had them in the kitchen making the cakes? You don't think they was presenting them as presents? You don't think little Jimmy got a so-called Negro as a present, as a gift on his birthday? Come on now. But yeah, we want to celebrate this wicked day that the Most High God ordained us not to.
I got something on that. I'm good. You know, I don't even like. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3 and verse 5. Because what the officer going in on is very, very important to understand. I like what he gave the definition of dealing with idolatry. The first foundation he addressed, he say, extreme admiration. Think about what that word extreme means. Extreme will put you in a position where it'll take you out to a character. Taking you out to a character, which we know now is going out to spirit. You have extreme admiration towards an individual, guess what? That can pull you into sin. I share this with you. I know everybody from the past that experienced this. We done went to birthdays. We done went to a lot of different feasts, man-made feasts. First time I ever ate crawfish, guess where I was at? A birthday party. Because guess what? The birthday girl, she loved crawfish. First time I ate lobster, shrimp, I was at a birthday party because, like I was bringing out, that is that element of idolizing that individual. Nobody in the building might eat crawfish and lobster, but if the birthday guy or woman, that's what they like, guess what's gonna be full on their tank?
She gonna get what she want, right?
I'm telling you. So watch this. I want to bring more understanding of what we dealing with right now with this birthday concept. We dealing with idolatry. This is what we dealing with. And I'm going to let the Bible speak about the elements and I'm going to say characteristics of idolatry. Read that right quick out.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth.
So mortify is going to get control of your members, pretty much every aspect of your walk. Mortify them, guide them. What we're going to do, guide them through the scriptures. Because if you don't, this is what you're dealing with.
Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affections, evil concupiscence.
No, concupiscence.
I'm sorry, that's like confusion and covenants, which is idolatry.
Which is what?
Which is idolatry.
So when you're dealing with your birthday, these are all the characteristics that you're dealing with. These are all the characteristics when you look at it. Covetousness, going into pretty much the foundation of fornication, uncleanness, because it goes back to the definition, having an extreme admiration towards men, towards mankind, towards the whole element, which our foundation is supposed to be directed towards what? The Most High Yah.
That's right.
So that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with your birthday. Go ahead, that's all I got on this.
If you can, Cap, can you go read that first paragraph for me? Because we want to show y'all, man, that the other nations, man, they've been plotting, scheming. They know that the birthday is the biggest thing. I'm pretty sure if it was, it come past, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Because, like I said, it's a form of idolatry. And you going to make sure you get what you want. Can you read that for me, Cap?
I'm looking at this article here, Brad. The first thing I'm thinking about, Amos 3:3. Can two walk together unless they be in agreement? Now, knowing that you celebrate your birthday, and as us being the prophet of the Most High God, we got to give you warning. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Article 1. The highest of all holidays in the satanic religion is the day of one's own birthday. So now we realizing this is coming out the satanic Bible. They make you know in dealing with their what they call high holy days, their pagan deity, their highest day of celebration is the day of one's birthday. This is indirect contrary to the holy days of the Most High God, which deity and particularly gods, which pretty much what they do, they use this day to create their own God.
That's right.
So when you look at the format, it's when you celebrate your birthday, you making the God of yourself. Like Aqua just bring it out. It's a thereby showing that the ego is not really buried. This ego that the satanic, your adversary of the Most High God, what you're doing, you're portraying yourself as God. And the word has made that a custom. It's the Satanist feels, why not really be why not really be honest with yourself? It is more valuable pretty much to celebrate your own day than to celebrate the day of someone else. So it's a why not create the God of yourself? That's what the Satanist is saying. It's that every man is a God if he chooses to recognize himself as one. So the Satanist celebrates his own birthday as the most important holiday of the year. After all, aren't you happier about the fact that you can idolize yourself the day that you were born? Man, this is crazy. But that's what it is, Israel. That's all on it.
Because guess what? You're going to make sure you're going to have your day off. I don't care if you're in captivity or not. You're going to either take it off or you're going to call in sick. It's one of the two. So you're going to make sure you get your way on this day.
And I want to just expand with this. Think about that, Israel. If you celebrate, because everybody got a born day. If you celebrate your birthday, somebody's birthday going to fall on Passover. Somebody's birthday going to fall on Day of Atonement. And you know you want to eat good on your birthday. We don't have to move that day. I don't know why my birthday fell on Day of Atonement. Well, I got to forgive me. But this goes into that love of self, that going into that lust of the flesh. But that's it,
on that, Cap. Because right now I'm going to show you there's nothing new under the sun. We have to understand what was in the scriptures for us to, for learning and to basically prepare ourselves. Let's go to 2 Maccabees. We're going to start at chapter 6 and verse 1, just to show you, even in our Greek captivity, that our people were serving birthdays. That it was a law, like going back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16, it was a practice over time, something that the king made us accustomed to show that it was okay to celebrate your birthday, whether you want to do it or not. You was going to celebrate his birthday. It's either get your head cut off or dance like a fool. Which one you gonna choose? Being honest as it can be. You got that for me out?
Yeah.
Read that for me out.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the law of God.
As you see right now, this is what the kings did. They would send their own people into their nation to compel them. Come on now, you got, like I said, you got Kobe Bryant telling you, hey man, come to my 40th birthday. You can watch it on Facebook Live and streaming. Or you got Shaq Diesel talking about, hey man, I got a free event where everybody come out and see me celebrate my birthday. They're compelling you to come do it. You compelled to do something, you're going to go do it.
That's right.
If you hear all the right words, even if his name just attached, oh yeah, that's Shaq right there, I got to go. Yeah, that's Big Diesel right there. You know what I'm saying? This is what they did. They would use our people to make sure that we broke the laws of God. Now let's jump down to verse 5 real quick.
The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbid.
Guess what? Like Cat was going back. Yeah, they got that lobster, that scrimp, that pork at the birthday party. Got the blown up picture of herself. Read on.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days and ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
This is what happened. They knew how to break us. So when we was under the kings, they knew that, hey man, we gotta find a way to get to this people. So what they started doing, they started taking the Sabbath away from us. They started taking our ancient feast days and started giving us birthdays and giving us all these other wicked holidays to go along with it to replace it. Right? Read on.
And in the day of the king's birthday,
in the day of the what?
King's birthday, so like in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraints to eat of sacrifices.
See, this is what happened when you're in captivity. Just because Bob had his birthday this day, guess what? Sarah, she gonna have her birthday the next day. They gonna do the same thing. Hey, Chris, come on out, man. I know it's on the Sabbath, but it's all right. You can miss one Sabbath. It's okay. I need you to come out. Hey, John, I need you to come eat the shrimp that we got. They gonna do these things, knowing. Read on.
And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bethesda, carrying ivy. Moreover, there went out a decree.
There went out a law. That's what decree means. Read on.
To the neighbor cities of the heathens by suggestion of proclaim against the Jews that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
So even in our Greek captivity, they was doing the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
Read on.
And whosoever would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Because guess what? When Becky invites you to her birthday, you tell her, "Nah, I ain't coming because I gotta keep the Sabbath." They gonna shame you for that. They gonna look down on you. Ah, come on, June, you ain't cool no more like you used to be. You rocking these fringes, talking about you can't eat shrimp no more. Can't come out and turn up no more. What's going on with you? Come on, it's alright. They gonna do everything in their power they can to get you to go against the Most High God's word.
That's right.
Read on.
Then man have seen the present misery.
This is what happened right now. Our people are in misery right now.
That's right.
Because we trying to do what? We trying to envy our oppressors. We trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they like to say.
That's right.
You know, John, he got a big birthday bash. You gonna go try to go 10 times harder than him the next year.
Right.
I got something on there, man. Check this out, Israel. In verse 7, you can see, and in the day of the king's birth, every month, I'm going to tell you, man, this is how wicked this kingdom is. Now, this king made us celebrate his birthday every month. So you got to think about it. Did it with Israel, and then when you read on, it say, by bitter constraint. That means you didn't have a choice. Brother John, you was the grill man every month. You don't care your feet hurts, and you the grill man, and the king say he like your barbecue, you grilling every month.
Yes, sir.
So you got to think about it. This was done off bitter constraint. I want to show y'all something. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 29. This is what we have to realize. At one point, this was pushed upon us, and we realized it was wrong. But now, what they say, we stuck on stupid now. We realize now, like, hey, man, turn up. Like, it is what it is. Whose birthday is it? I don't even know them, but they got the grill over there. I don't know. I'm going to go grab a 12 pack and I'm going to swing through there. This is what the Most High God, when you read in Romans 15:4, things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. We have to be learning from the downfalls of our forefathers. Because right now we have an opportunity through mercy and grace to come out of these things, man. I'm going to show you the scripture. Going back to the Torah that was the Most High God was telling us back then. Go ahead, I'll read that for you.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 29. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee.
Understand, when we were walking in the Spirit, that means keeping the commandments of the Most High God, the Most High was guiding us. He was that pretty much forerunner for us. When we were going and traveling and moving, he was going ahead of us, making sure everything was all right. Read that first part again out.
When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee,
Come on now.
whether thou goest to possess them, and thou settest them, and dwellest in their land.
Okay, so when you understand that, when we succeeded them, when we actually conquered them and actually got their land, read on.
Take heed to thyself.
What does the Bible say?
Take heed to thyself.
Now, this is what we have to realize. Right now, we giving the message, taking heed to this deity of idolatry with birthday. The Most High God say, do what?
Take heed to thyself,
Yes, read on.
that thou be not snared
Okay.
by following them.
By doing
By
what?
following them.
Now, I'm going to get into the class. He's going to go into the understanding where all this birthday came from. It did not come from the commandments of the Most High God.
That's right.
Read on.
After that they be destroyed
Okay.
from before thee.
Okay.
And that thou inquire not after their gods.
What does the Bible say?
Inquire not after their gods.
So the Most High God said, when we went to these lands and when we conquered these lands, don't require after their God. Don't ask and watch the Bible talk on it. Read on.
Saying.
Doing what?
Saying.
What we were doing?
Saying.
Well, we've been known ever since day one. Stiff-necked. Read.
How did these nations serve their gods?
Come on now.
Even so will I do likewise.
Come on now. So this is what's going on, Israel. We're still in the same situation. Go ahead, That's all I got.
No, con on that, con, Cap. And going back to, like I said, being in Maccabees, we in our Greek captivity under Alexander. Let's bring out that second paragraph in that piece of paper I brought to you, just to give you some more background on it during our Greek captivity. Read that for me.
All right, so now I just want to just show it, Israel. This is what we learned in history in this captivity. They talk about Alexander the Great. Now the thing about it, where they say the man that write the pen rule the world. I don't know how Great got in front of his name, but we understand now. If it was your nation and your people that he was destroying and killing, you would name him, and he wouldn't be great to you. But apparently, we know the Esau is running the kingdom right now, Amalek. So this is what they title him as. But according to the Bible, this is what it speaks about what he done. The origins of Alexandria, written over two centuries after the death of Yahushua, following the same line when he recorded a dietary against the memories of birthdays, indicated that at the time of his writing, a day of remembrance, the birth of Yahushua was at this time was not a part of the church. But guess what? When you go into Constantine as well as Alexander, they all was Edomite. This was not a part of the doctrine of the church at the time. But this one was written in. And as you see, as it goes on to say, according to the scriptures, no one from all the saints is found to have celebrated a birthday or a great feast on their day of birth. No one is found to have rejoiced of the day of the birth of his son or daughter. Only sinners rejoice over this kind of feast. So this is what it's talking about now. That history was changed. We talk about what they say in the world, December, I don't even remember, it's been so long, December 25th,
Yes.
They say it's Christ's birthday. And a lot of times people say, well, we're doing this to represent him. Christ didn't do this because Christ realized this is idolatry. So just showing you the history, Alexander had this implemented towards the church, along with Constantine, with Sunday worship. But just lead on that out.
I know that. It just, like I said, just to give you the information and history to back it up. Because a lot of our people don't know that during this time, we was in our Greek captivity. I mean, it was never ordained by the Most High God. Even Yahushua knew that himself. But guess what? You got to change the game to change the name, right?
That's
Get the people in sin. So let's go to Matthew 15:3 real quick. Because even Christ was asking him, why do we follow the rudiments of this world, the rudiments of man? If you knew what was up, if you know what was awaiting for you. You got that for me, y'all?
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 3. But he answered and said to them, Why do ye also transgress the commandments of God by your traditions?
Because this is Christ, like he said, he's talking to the people, he's asking them, if you know for a fact that I came down here to restore you back to your nationality, to your God, why are we following the tradition of man? You knew from the beginning that the commandments was saying, hey man, you should be celebrating birthdays. You should be out here trying to fit yourself as a God, because we know, going back to the very first 10 commandments, the second one, God said to not make any other gods, that he is a jealous God. So why are you doing these things? Why are you following the likeness of other gods? We're going to tell you why. Give me Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. We're going to tell you why. And you can read all the way down to 3 for it.
Okay.
It's going back. Like you say, why do our people want to be like Bob? Or why do our people want to be like Becky when it comes to these things? Because guess what? Our riches are not here. Our riches are in heaven. You don't think we're going to be celebrating every day with the new moon, Passover, blowing of the trumpets? We're going to be celebrating every day because we're not going to be in captivity no more.
Right.
You got that for me, y'all?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
Be what?
Be not thou envious against evil men.
Because guess what? The other nations was never given the laws. So all they know is wickedness in their heart. Read on.
Neither desire to be with them.
Because this is what we should be doing. As long as we standing hand in hand with the other nations, as long as we go on to their birthday feasts and seeing how they do it each year, we're going to be envious of them. You know, I ain't going to say, I know a brother, and his wife, boy, I know they went to a party one year, she looking at him, Bob's wife, he took him on a cruise and everything. What you going to do for my birthday? Come on now, we in competition now. We can't be doing that. Right. You gonna have the brother going broke trying to keep up with the Jones? Read on.
For their heart studied destruction.
For they what?
For their heart studied destruction.
Guess what? The other nations, no matter where they go, it's destruction. Follow them. Read on.
And their lips talk mischief.
Because what? They very smooth when it comes to these things. I'm trying to tell you. Why you think every year at your job, they make sure that everybody know from the 54th floor all the way down that it's your birthday. Yeah. They sending out emails. They gonna send out postcards. They want everybody to celebrate you. They want to put you on the pedal. Read on.
Through wisdom is in a house builded.
Because guess what? Through wisdom, when you get wisdom to get understanding from these laws, you're gonna know who you is.
That's right.
You're gonna build your principle on this. Read on.
And by understanding, it is established.
It is established. Because once that you know that you're not a Negro no more, you're not black, you're not coon, you know all this stuff, you know you're the greatest thing on this earth.
That's right.
Birthdays will be a thing of the past.
Right.
But we have to understand where do birthdays really originate from. We're going to give it to you in Genesis chapter 4. You got something?
I got
Get that real
something.
quick.
I think when we first came to the truth, you had something like precept. Hey, give me Sirach chapter 8, verse 11. I'll tell you what, find a precept that match another precept, like having a brand new pair of J's. Back when we lived in the world, you know what I'm saying? Precept. Now, like Officer was saying, dealing with Proverbs 24:1, be not pretty much jealous against evil men. Because a lot of times, we jealous. We know how they're achieving these things. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, even in corporate America, you want to move up, you better go to the boss birthday party. Let you don't go, and he'll let you know. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, oh no, my bad. Hey, Dante, last been about 3 years, you haven't been to now one of my parties. Let Dante be at the office, I don't really do all that. See how long it take Dante to move up. Dante gonna be sitting at that same desk. This is what they do. They treat you in a format, you gotta be what they want you to be.
That's right.
So guess what? When the Most High God addressed this, watch this, Sirach chapter 8, verse 11.
Sirach chapter 8, verse 11. Rise not up in anger.
Hold up. Sirach 8 and 11. I'm sorry, 9 and 11. Shalak, y'all. 9 and 11, just next chapter over. All right. Watch this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
So now knowing that sin is transgressing of the law, in Sirach is telling you, dealing with all people now, envy not the what?
Glory of a sinner.
Because guess what, a lot of times, we know how Big Mike then got that car. We know how Big Mike able to take his wife out to the cruise. Big Mike sell dope every day, all day. So what does the Bible say about this? Dealing with our people, read.
Envy not the glory of a sinner.
We cannot envy what they have going on. That's why I read.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Because we know, according to the Bible, if he's not walking away in righteousness, he gonna come and knock. Hey, they better enjoy what they doing now, because guess what? Big Mike gonna be locked. He gonna be doing a 10-year bid sooner or later. But a lot of times we get caught up in the hype. And like, man, that brother doing it. That brother is sin. Now watch this. Dealing with the other nations. Give me verse 12.
Delight not in the things that the ungodly have.
Because this what we going into the other nation. What the ungodly have. We know now how Esau, he lived off the blood, sweat, and tears, and all that stuff.
That's right.
I done met a lot of Esau where I'm thinking like, man, this dude got this big house, nice car. Man, he like CEO, and we do a lunch dinner, and I realize this dude about the dumbest rock. I'm like, dude, I don't say nothing to him, but I'm sitting at the table like, okay, yeah, oh, your granddaddy. Oh, he started to be, oh, and then he passed it to your daddy. This is what we have to realize. Dealing with the ungodly, we have to realize. And read verse 12 again.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Okay.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished.
We'll read that part again.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished.
Read on.
Unto their grave.
So this is what we have to realize. Even when we look at the things that the other nations have right now, we have to realize we in captivity, bro. We have to realize we pretty much, what they say, we serving out our being right now. We up under the curse by the Most High Yah. Our goal is to get to the kingdom.
That's right.
This is not our kingdom.
That's right.
Celebrating your birthday in jail. Do they do that? I don't know. I never been locked up. They do that in jail. Man, I'll fight somebody. They bring your birthday. I'm locked up. I got a life fee. You talking about happy birthday. Oh, that's crazy. All right, that's all I got on it.
the video chats with them singing. You know how people love singing that happy birthday song.
Oh,
I
man.
tell you, boy.
We the only nation that we the remix Happy Birthday by 96 times. I've seen 96 different versions of Happy Birthday. From the Stevie Wonder to the Uptown to the R&B. Well, we remix Happy Birthday every year.
Every year.
Go ahead, that's all I got.
Give me Genesis 40 and 18 because we want to have the understanding where did birthday start and where did it originate from. We got to get that understanding because a lot of people I don't know. It's in the scriptures. We probably don't overlooked it. We don't probably passed it. But guess what? The other nations started and we got to follow in after them. Like Kat was saying, is Brother John, you gonna be on that grill Monday? Next month come, you on the grill again, and you not you at the party singing. You know what I'm saying? And it's every month thing. You got to do it. You got to do it, right? You got that for y'all?
Yeah.
Read that real quick.
The book of Genesis, chapter 40, verse 18. And Joseph answered and said, this is the interpretation thereof, that 3 fasts are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee.
Because we have to understand, okay, during this time, Joseph, he was actually sold into, to captivity unto Pharaoh because his brothers, was jealous of him and everything. But just to give you the understanding, the background of it, that's another class for another day. But basically, the baker and I want to say the butler came to him and asked him about the dreams they was having interpreted, and he's basically breaking down to them just to give you to understand what's going on, right? So basically, he was just telling the baker at this time that basically his vision not looking too good. You know what I'm saying? I would just put it like that his vision wasn't looking too good. But read on,
And it came to pass, the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday.
Which was what?
Pharaoh's birthday.
So we have to understand, this is going back all the way to Genesis. Pharaoh being an Egyptian, right? Mm-hmm. His bloodline is the Hamites. Mm-hmm. Just to give you a basic understand, the Hamites and the Egyptians, the Africans all play a part in the same bloodline. Just to let y'all know. So Pharaoh even celebrating his birthday back in the day, right? Read on.
That he made a feast unto all his servants.
And to who?
To all his servants.
So you being the joker, the chef, the butler, the man that's opened the door at the front door, you there. Read on.
And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand.
So basically at this time, he's letting him know that basically the dream that Joseph had of the butler came to fruition. That, basically everything was good with the butler, that he wasn't going to die, that the Pharaoh had favor in him, right? Let's go on. Let's see what the faith of the butler is. Read on.
But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph.
Wait. Read that one more time. What did he do?
But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him?
So we have to understand it, man. As you see on this day, I'm telling you, it's very powerful because this is the day you can do whatever you wanted to do. Anytime that the other nations or other heathens had birthdays, basically always ending in bloodshed, no matter what. Like it's going back to the Maccabees. It's either lay down or stay down. You have to do what the other nations had to say, right? So let's go on to Matthew 14 and 6. We're going to go and get it in the New Testament.
And it gets felt like Officer saying, man, when birthdays came around, we wasn't turning up. When we knew a birthday was coming around, especially in these different captivities, it was stressful. If you was a sister, you didn't know what you going to get raped. Man, matter of fact, in the Greek captivity, you was a man. You didn't know you was going to get raped. So these things that were pushed upon us was from the other nation. But go ahead,
The book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept.
But when who?
Herod's birthday was kept.
This is another showing indication about birthdays being celebrated again. We have to understand, guess what? Herod. He was what? Idumean.
That's right.
From the nation of Edom, pretty much, basically. The so-called white man. We have to understand. None of our prophets, none of our brothers or sisters served birthdays. This actually came from the other nation. That's what I'm trying to get my people to see, right? Read on out.
The daughter of Herodes danced before them and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask.
So, you got the lady out here dancing in front of him, seducing him, everything. I'm pretty sure Herod had a little drink. You know what happens when you get on that drink, right? You pretty much gonna do what you want to do, right? Read on.
And she being before instructed of her mother, said, give me her John Baptist's head and a charger.
Read that one more time. What you talking about?
And she being before instructed of her mother, said, give me her John Baptist's head and a charger.
Can any brother tell me what a charger is? Do they know what a charger is? Basically, all it is a. You gotta go and say it.
A platter.
Yes, sir. Silver platter. So you know, anytime that you go, let's say to an outing or to an event, and you have the waiters that always bring the drinks on the platter and everything in their hand. That's what it basically is. So basically, she's telling Heron, well, her mother instructed her to tell Heron, hey, I need John Baptist's head on this platter.
Man.
This is crazy. Read on out.
And the king was sorry.
And the king, hold on, what? And the king was what?
And the king was sorry.
I just want to show y'all, man, the spirit that everybody talk about the woman, but the Edomite woman been held on Israel for many years, man. It been time where the man just had the Edomite man, because they really had to accommodate the house. When they say happy wife, happy life. So what? Read that part again.
And the king was sorry.
He ain't really want to do it. But go ahead.
Read on.
Nevertheless, for the oath's sake,
For the what?
for the oath's sake,
We got it.
Nah, I just want everybody to hear
And
that.
this thing, Esau, they really big on oath. I don't care if y'all they had disagreements, they don't look eye to eye. If Esau gave another Esau oath, he gonna do it. That's one thing I can say about them Edomites though. They keep their oath serious. Read on.
and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her.
He said what?
And he commanded it to be given her.
Uh-huh.
And he sent and beheaded John in prison. So like in the prison.
That's just to let you know, man. This was birthdays was basically not a serious game to be played with. Because like I said, you see Heron, he got on that little juice, he got a little shorty in his face dancing in front of him. She wanted what she wanted. He gave it to her. And this came at what? At the price of our brother being decapitated. Going back to Pharaoh, we don't know if his servant was an Israelite that was under his command, but what? Death had to be placed upon him. No matter any time that you see in the scripture, anytime that they celebrate a birthday, death always arose. And this is what we're trying to show our people, man. By you celebrating your birthday, death is just right around the corner. We're trying to give you life and not death, right?
That's right.
So let's go on to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. Because like I was saying earlier, there's nothing new under the sun. From what was in the beginning to now, we doing the same things over with. How come every time that we get together with our families and stuff like that, you know, anytime that Jakes, they got to get together, like y'all like to say, beer, blood, and barbecue. I don't know about the guys, but y'all do something else. There's always something going on at the family reunion. We always either fighting, can't get along, little Junebug done killed his cousin because he done had too much to drink, because we can't control ourselves. This is what birthdays really is. Basically like a big old massacre, pretty much, basically. Read that real quick for me, y'all.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
So basically, like I was just saying earlier, the things that happen from Genesis all the way to Revelation to now, there's nothing new under the sun. We just basically, it's a repeated cycle. We basically constantly following after the nation. We basically constantly trying to one up little Junebug down the street because he done threw his wife the biggest birthday bash. Why are we envying this? Why are we competing against one another when we should really be coming back to the Most High God, law, statute, commandment? This is what it has done. It has blinded us. It has been put as a stumbling block for us to keep in sin, right? Let's go on to Deuteronomy 28:19 because now we're going to go back to the curse. Because by you celebrating your birthday, you really putting yourself as a curse. Because you're not breaking it. You're not doing anything to release that strain from you. You got that for me up?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 19. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in.
What did it say?
Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in.
Because guess what? The prophecy didn't play when it came to celebrating birthday. You think Job was out here celebrating birthday? We're going to get to that. We're going to show y'all. You think Jeremiah was celebrating birthdays? You think any other prophets? No, they knew because they knew that this day was cursed.
That's right.
Read on.
And cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
So you can't run from it. No matter what you do, you try to get away from it, you can't run from these curses. Because everything that they place on TV reminds us that we got to do this. Oh, man, we got to get the next big thing for little Juju for his birthday. Oh, man, he wants this motorcycle bike. You know, we're going to do what we can. Extreme admiration. Let's go on to Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 14, because I want to show you that the prophet Jeremiah, he knew that this day was cursed, be the day that you were born. You can get that before me, I'll read that real quick. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 14.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
Read that one more time. I don't think Israel really got the understanding of that.
Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
It said, cursed be the day where I was born. Now, like the scripture said, there is no private interpretation of the scripture. So I don't know how my people get around this, saying, man, that don't mean that. But Jeremiah said, curse this day. This day don't mean nothing. It's just basically saying that now I'm in captivity, I got to serve my oppressor, and I'm getting closer to death. That's all it really is. Read on.
Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed.
Well, the day you be born. You got some on Job real quick?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. As I dialogue through the precepts, I really get the understanding. In Christianity, they never taught us nothing. Cause I'm gonna tell you like I had a guy. I mean, I ain't gonna say the church, but I'm gonna just say Pastor Pochop. I was talking to him. And I'm in Christianity. This was years ago, and I said, Pastor, what do you mean when you say cursed be the day I was born? I said, and I asked him back then. I said, is he cursing his birthday? Pastor, oh, no. I just celebrate mine last week. No, he ain't doing that, brother. I said, okay, what he doing then? He said, see, the thing is, brother, what Job was going through, Job was having a bad day. I said, well, why Job didn't just say curse this day? Job said curse the day that I was born. Never gave good clarity on it. But I'm going to show you something, bro. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. That boy said, no, he was just having a bad day. I want to bring some understanding to this topic and why we bringing it up today, because it really goes into the foundation of idolatry, extreme admiration. It's almost like this. When you look at birthdays, you look at all the sins that we deal with. Birthday is what I call a chocolate-covered sin. I'm going to say it again. Birthday is more considered as a chocolate-covered sin. Almost like this. It's too sweet to be wrong. Almost like putting a pile of sugar on a dog hill. You know what I'm saying? It might smell good on the outside. That first bite might even taste well. But once you start chewing, yeah, you already know what to expect. So let's go ahead and go there. Read that for me out.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols.
So notice for the uses of idols, read.
Was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
So dealing with birthdays, you're going into spiritual fornication. This is heavy. This is real heavy. I remember at a point when I was in the world, and I said, man, I was never an adulterer. Because I never messed with a married woman. I didn't know about the concept of marriage, but I never felt like I was an adulterer. But dealing with the understanding, because I didn't learn this Christianity, we never knew nothing about spiritual fornication. We have committed adultery against the Most High Yah when we left His commandment. So he said, read it from the top again up.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Was the beginning of spiritual fornication. Read.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
The corruption of life. Read on.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
So dealing with idols, they was never meant for us to be dealing with from the beginning. And guess what the Most High Yah say? They're not going to be at the end.
That's right.
So this is what we have to realize. Read on.
For by the vainglory of men.
This is where you come with the concept of dealing with idolatry. How is idolatry created? Read that again.
For by the vainglory of men,
read.
They enter into the world. And therefore shall they come surely to an end.
And the Most High Yah said He's going to bring this thing to an end.
That's right.
I watch on YouTube, they be talking, shout out to my uncle, happy heavenly birthday. I said, come on now. Heaven and birthday, you shouldn't even put them in the same sentence. But that's the mindset of our people. Say my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Now let's go to, like I was talking about, let's go into the book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1 right quick. Because I want Israel to realize this. Jeremiah, and like you said, there's no private interpretation, right? So if Jeremiah was in the spirit, which we know the spirit is the commandment of the Most High Yah, it should be a good understanding, because I think Paul say, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, shall every word be established. Now watch this, dealing with Job, give me Job 1 and 1 right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. there was a man in the land of Uz,
Uh-huh.
whose name was Job.
Okay.
And that man was perfect
Notice what the Bible say about Job. And that man was perfect. Read.
and upright,
And upright.
and one that feared
So
God
he feared the Most High. Y'all read.
and eschewed evil.
And when he saw evil, he got away from it. He ain't trying to battle with it. He ain't trying to negotiate with it. He got away from that thing. Now, I want you to jump down, and we're going to start at verse, give me verse, let's do verse 4. Now watch this. Knowing Job was perfect. Let's see what's going on.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 4. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone his day.
Notice what he's saying. Job noticed that his son went and feasted in their houses. Everyone his day. I want y'all to really understand what they're saying right there. Everyone his day. What is that going into? They celebrating their birthday. When I was in Christianity, I'm sitting back like, okay, I know the Most High negotiated with Satan, and that's why Job going through something. But when you're reading the Bible says no sin go unpunished. That's right. Because at first I was like, Most High just letting all that happen to test Job's fate. But guess what? These children was in sin. They were celebrating their birthday, everyone his day. Read.
And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat, to drink with them.
And called for their siblings to come kick it with them. Like I said, beer, barbecue, and blood. I'm going to show you something. To give the understanding of his day. Give me Job, go to 3 and read verse 1. We want to get an understanding of that word when he say, everyone his day. Because somebody come talk about, man, that was just the day he was turned up. We want to make sure we get a good understanding of what that his day means. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 3, verse 1. And after this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day.
So Job cursed his day. Remember, his children were celebrating their day. Now watch this, read on.
And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
I was what?
I was born.
So we understand now. Read.
In the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived.
Conceived is the day that you're born. When your mother gives birth to you. So now we have a good understanding. We talking about the day of one's birth. So now reading that, read verse 4, we're going to read it down to verse 5 to get a good understanding. Because remember, Job was perfect. He feared the Most High God. So let's see how he was operating. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 4. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone his day.
Their birthday, read.
And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
Read on.
And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings.
Understand, Job was a Levite. The Levites, when you know about the Torah, when you was in sin, you have to make a burnt sacrifice. So Job, fearing the Most High God, upright man, he saw what was going on, and he sanctified it. He prayed to the Most High, and he actually did a sacrifice. Let's see why. Read on.
According to the number of them all.
He had to count to see all the children. Read.
But Job said, it might be that my son have sinned. And cursed God.
And did what?
And cursed God in their hearts.
Because guess what? They went into spiritual fornication. They went into idolatry. Read.
Thus did Job continually.
And this is what Job did. Christianity never broke that down like that, because guess what? Birthdays is a big part of their custom. That's right. So, one more thing I want to bring up to understand it. Why was Jeremiah and Job speaking the same format? Because guess what? They was in the spirit. They had the understanding of the Bible. Give me Sirach chapter 41 and verse 8. When you look at Baruch 3 and 8, it says, we are yet this day in our captivity. My thing is this, bro, we have to make the best of this captivity, but we have to understand how we got in this captivity. And when you think about it, to celebrate, and I think King Solomon said it the best in Ecclesiastes. He said, increase of wisdom is an increase of sorrow. The more wisdom you have, the more sorrow you feel. Because guess what? I had to tell a friend before, which he's not in the truth. He said, bro, I be on Facebook and I see you on Facebook and you never wish me a happy birthday. And I hit him back. I said, I don't wish you a happy birthday, brother, because I love you. He didn't understand what I was saying. But think about it. If you wishing someone a happy birthday, you actually cursing me.
That's right.
So the thing is, watch this. Knowing, and this is what it say, the Most High give us the spirit of the learned tongue. We got to speak life to our people. Speaking happy birthday, contrary to what the Most High God required for us to be doing. Now watch this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men,
Now understand, woe be unto you, ungodly men. Read.
which have forsaken the law.
Because if you celebrating birthday, you are truly forsaking the law of the Most High Yah. Read on.
Of the Most High God.
Uh-huh.
For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction.
Uh-huh.
And if ye be born,
And if you be what?
and if ye be born,
Read.
ye shall be born to a curse.
So guess what? Jeremiah, he understands what comes with this territory of being an Israelite. Job understood what comes with the territory of being an Israelite. So the thing about it, when you read about that curse the day I was born, they understood. Right now, due to our iniquity, we're born into captivity. They understood the Bible. That's what was going on. Where we at now?
This is Sirach 41, 8, verse 9.
Okay, read verse 9 again.
And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse.
Come on now.
And if ye die,
And if you what?
and if ye die,
Watch this.
a curse shall be your
Oh,
portion.
you going to get some of this, partner.
A curse shall be your portion.
No way of getting around this, Israel. This is that understanding. That's why King Solomon said, with wisdom comes great sorrow.
That's
Because you realize, if we did have remembrance, what the Bible said we won't have, if you did remember when you was back in your Greek captivity, you were here now, first word wouldn't be mama, daddy. It'll be, damn. We back. This is what Israel have to understand. So that being said, that's all I got on it.
Big con on that. And just going back to what you were saying too, when you read Job chapter 1 and verse 5, and it said that it was so when the days of their feasting. If you're feasting, you got to be celebrating something, right? Like going again saying that there's no private interpretation of the scripture. When you're feasting, you're doing a celebration of something. And so basically going back to birthdays again, because I mean, then they got to be celebrating something. And like you were saying, his day. So when you're saying his, mine, her, they're being possessive pronouns. It's being possessive, just to throw that out there for Israel to let them know, hey, this is what he's talking about. It's talking about birthdays. So let's go on to Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16, because another thing we want to get into now is this birthday cake. You can't forget about the birthday cake.
Not the birthday. No, somebody watching right now, they done brought up the cake. Some people only go people have for the cake.
Yeah, you know.
They don't want the food, they want the cake. They walk in, they looking at the cake right now. They go, I ain't talking about nobody, sister. Some sister looking at me.
You got that verse?
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 16. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry, not prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 16.
We about to go into the pretty much the symbol of the deity of this birthday cake. I'm gonna go ahead and read this while you get there. But check it out. Dealing with the birthday cake, Israel, we have to realize we dealing with the daughter of Babylon. Babylon means confusion. Going into the understanding of dealing with birthday, the cake. What does a birthday cake symbolize? It was an ancient Greek who adopted this tradition and added cake to birthdays. Why cake? Well, the Greeks needed something to offer up to what they call Artemis, pretty much a female goddess of the moon, as a pretty much tradition of their birthdays. The Greeks said to bake moon-shaped cakes and decorate them with lighted candles so they shine like the moon. This is another demonic deity dealing with birthday cake. Jeremiah 7 and 16. That's it. All right. Go ahead, read it right quick.
Jeremiah 7 and 16.
The
book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 16. Therefore pray not thou for this people.
Now notice what Jeremiah is crying out. He said pretty much don't pray for these people. A lot of times everybody want to pray for everybody. You see on Facebook, pray for such and such, pray for hey, I don't care, he was in a shootout, he a crip of blood, pray for him still. What did Jeremiah say? Read.
Therefore pray not thou for this people.
Pastor Poach, I would never read that. Read.
Neither lift up cry, not prayer for them.
Uh-huh.
Neither make intercessions to me.
Uh-huh.
For I will not hear thee.
What does the Bible say?
For I will not hear thee.
Read.
See thou not what thou do in the cities of Judah?
Because you got to understand at this point, the Most High was fed up with what was going on. Like pretty much stop being a hypocrite. I'm not, you pray all you want, I'm not hearing it. Read on.
And in the streets of Jerusalem, the children gather wood,
Okay.
and the fathers kindle the fire,
Okay.
and the women knead their dough
Need their don't read.
to make cakes.
To do what?
To make cakes.
See, this is the thing about it. The Bible tells us all the time, blessed he that readeth. We do things and don't understand the Bible. To make what?
To make cakes.
Read.
To the Queen of Heaven.
To the Queen of Heaven. Which I believe in the Babylonian culture they call was that Ashtar.
Yeah, that's tough.
Read on.
And to pour out drink offering
Okay.
unto other gods.
Come on now, because it's not a party if no drinks there. So you got to think about with Israel. Anytime some type of party going on, y'all be some type of drink there. So that was a custom back then, and it's still a deity that we're dealing with now. Read on.
That they may provoke me to anger.
They did what?
To provoke me to anger.
Making cakes and putting candles on it, do what?
Provoke me to anger.
Read on.
Do they provoke me to anger? Said the Lord. Do they not provoke themselves to do confusion of their own faces?
Of their own faces. We can read this to our people. We can go in the Bible, and they still say, "Big Mama, I need you to make me a cake for my birthday next week." This is what goes on in the daughter of Babylon.
Count on that, bro. Count on that. And just like you said, just to piggyback off of that too, going into the cake also, like he said, for the Greeks or the Grecians, it was for the goddess of the moon. And basically what the candles also represent during that time for the Greeks was that they would basically light it up for her to protect from evil spirits. So they would basically do this when her time came around for her, I guess, birth month or whatever, and they would basically do that to protect them from the evil spirits, so that way they could enjoy the festivals or the feasts or the games that was going on during that day, just to let y'all know what the candles also represent too. But let's go on to Revelation 18:4, because it's time for our people to come out of her. We've been in sin for too long. We've been in captivity for too long. The time is like, when are we going to get tired of this? When are we going to realize that birthdays really don't benefit us?
That's
They're really just keeping us in a bigger hole and digging ourselves in a bigger hole every time we celebrate it. Every time we want to go to this birthday party, or every time we want to celebrate our birthday party. It's really just putting us in a bigger hole, Israel. It's time to wake up to this biblical truth, because the truth is going to set you free. This is our only way we're going to get into the kingdom, by keeping his law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
You got that for me out? Read that real quick.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people.
This is what we're trying to tell Israel right now, to come out of Babylon the Great. It's time to get away from the other nations and start being a great nation again. What's wrong with our people actually knowing that you used to be kings and princesses on this earth? What is wrong with that?
That's right.
Why we can't get our glory back? What's wrong with us? Do y'all feel like that? What? Y'all won't be able to live up to the expectation? The pressure that come with it, Israel, knowing that you being great? Read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Be not partakers of her sin. By celebrating birthdays, we gotta cut out the birthdays. We can't keep going back and saying, well, I gotta do it for little June. My parents did it for me growing up, and their parents did it. We gotta cut it out. Because all we doing is setting little June up for failure in life. Because now when this day come around, he expect to get something. He expect to be placed on a high palace. He expect that glory, that idolatry that comes with it. Read on.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
Because guess what? By you celebrating your birthdays, you don't know. Maybe a month or two from now, how the way Esau saying it, you gather in high places, you might actually get COVID-19. You might not be able to recover from it. That's you got something else?
Yeah, I got something. Before we close out, I gotta cover this. Spirit put on me to bring this out. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10, because I think about it. The foundation of what birthdays actually keep building off of, it starts with the children. Think about it. You were taught at a young age. I'm talking about child can't walk, can't talk really. 1 year old. Happy birthday, little baby, about to fall in the cake, sitting on the table. But this is what Israel do. And the Most High God gave instruction on what not to do. When you do this, you are sacrificing your child. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
This is what you're doing. When you're dealing with birthdays, you making them pass through the fire. You are actually giving them up for a sacrifice. Read.
Or that use divination or observe of times.
Understand, divination goes into fortune telling. Pretty much goes into trying to seek knowledge of the future. This is all goes into the astrology and all that. Read on.
Or an enchanter. Or a witch.
Or a what?
Or a witch.
Going into enchanters, casting spells. Going into the element of enchanted, and also this ties up with what? Horoscopes. This ties up with birthdays. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I was in the Word, I'm looking at it, oh, hold up, it say avoid all Libras and Aquarius. I'm in class at school like, what's your sign, man? Hold up, man, today he told me, yeah, I ain't gonna talk to you today, bro. It say avoid you, and you know what I'm saying? So this is what we was dealing with in the world. Read on.
Or a charmer.
Or a what?
Or a charmer.
Come on now.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Consulter with familiar spirit goes in that format, speaking to the dead. I ain't gonna lie to you. You look at a lot of things dealing with a lot of these celebrities now. A lot of times they deal with psychics, and most of the time the ones that deal with psychics, they end up dying sooner or later. A lot of celebrities, I ain't gonna put them on no platform. I ain't gonna say their name, but if you do research on them, they spoke with a psychic. Psychic told you everything, but keep the commandment. Psychic told you everything, but get your life together. This deity is not of the Most High. This is a demonic spirit. Read on.
Or a wizard. Or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
So a necromancer just goes into a magician, man. Someone that, you know, that what they call that black magic type stuff, voodoo type stuff. All right, where you at?
Abomination unto the Lord.
Okay, read on.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God do drive them out from before thee.
This is what we have to realize. Last but not least, let me give me Isaiah 29 and 15. I gotta cover this as well because this is what happened now. People, the wicked, and I would say the sinners of our nation, what they do now, you bring out the scriptures, then they start kind of putting that, what I call putting that little chocolate on that downhill. Bro, I don't celebrate birthdays. Then you see on Facebook, Happy Earth Day. Happy Natural Day. Happy Universe Day. Happy Earth Day? But guess what? This is what the Bible says about that. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel.
Hold on, so the Most High God say, woe, that means destruction unto them. They do what?
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel.
See, I ain't celebrating birthdays, bro. I put Earth Day. Look at my Facebook. I put Earth Day on there. Come on, come on, sis. That still celebrate birthday. Boy, listen what the Most High God say, read out.
From the Lord. And their works are in the dark.
And you try to do your works in the dark, read.
And they say, who seeth us?
And they say what?
Who seeth us?
Oh, man, this is Earth Day. This is not birthday. Read.
Who seeth us?
Read out.
And who knoweth us?
Come on now. This is what I want to bring out, Israel. I don't care what you call it. It's still sin. And that does say the Lord.
That's right.
Boy, that's crazy. Crafty counsel. Boy, I tell you, our people, man, and it kills us because, like I said, by you telling your birthday, we still in the same condition. What? It's not going to hurt for you not to celebrate your birthday 1 year because guess what? It's going to get easier after that. Okay, I made it this year. I can do it next year and so forth and so on. You just got to start gathering with your people. That's the only way that you're going to break this curse. But give me Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. We're going to leave off of this.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
This is what we are here to do, Israel, as being the prophets of the Most High God, as trying to feed the flock. We trying to give y'all understanding. So we do this on a daily basis. We don't study to make it a fashion show or to be seen in the man's eyes, but just to wake up our people, man, because the time is now. I don't care what you got from the lesson. At the end of the day, as long as you learn that, hey, man, keep the commandments to live. Read on.
Holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service.
Read on.
And be not conformed to this world.
Be not conformed to this world. It's time to let go of birthdays. Birthdays are getting old, out of play. We ain't blacks no more. We ain't niggas no more. It's time to be kings and princes that the Most High God ordained us to be. It's time to start celebrating feast days. Come on, man. It's a good time when you out here with your brothers and sisters keeping the holy days of the Most High God.
Yeah.
The ones that He ordained you to keep. Read on.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By renewing your mind, by keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, by reading, by actually studying who you are. Read on.
That ye may prove what is that good.
That you may what?
Prove what is that good.
Because birthdays, they not good. Man, you ain't got no guidelines, you ain't got no rules. Man, when it comes to birthdays, it's like WWE. It's like tables, ladders, and chairs. You get that drink in your system. Read on.
Inacceptable, imperfect will of God.
And on that note, Israel, shalom.
Shalom.
Trump dummy.